Hello and welcome to another episode of Twisted Bard Gaming, One Life Review, and this is the show where we try and beat games in one life, obviously. My name is Paddy, and I'm here with Rob.
Hello.
Oh, wow. Normally all I get from you is so that was...
Yeah, I was feeling more jovial than I was.
I could tell.
Like sexual. Our faces are here.
They are. I know. And also, before we get into that, Al, hi.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, we're back. So One Life Review, Season 3 of One Life Review, and it all looks a little bit different. You can see our faces.
It's so snobby that we do it in seasons.
I know.
That's great.
I know. Well, you know...
We're so fucking smug, it's great.
Luckily...
Everyone do a smug face.
Luckily,
Season 3.
Luckily for us, at Season 3, we were renewed for Season 3. I wasn't sure if it was going to happen, but we're back, guys. They can't keep us down.
The network.
The network, yeah, the network were like, you know what, we can't live without this show.
Paddy, what are you playing?
I'm playing Splinter Cell.
There we go. Before we get too far into our own conversation again.
You know what?
I love Splinter Cell.
Yeah, me too. Before we do that, you know what I'd like to do? Now you can see our faces. I'd like to sincerely say, and this is something that we're not very good at, thank you so much to anyone watching this video, anyone who subscribed to our channel, anyone who likes our stuff. Like, we don't do this enough. We don't say thanks enough. And I'd like to just, yeah, thanks. You're awesome. And if you don't subscribe, then fuck you. So yes, I'm playing Splinter Cell. Splinter Cell is...
I know they need to do more Splinter Cell.
I know, look, you could throw a can. Nah.
Is it a Dr. Pepper?
Who
Mountain Dew?
opened there?
Oh God, it's the can man. he trawls the streets. I have you know.
No, don't go after the canman.
So this is the very first Splinter Cell. This one, I played it for the first time on PS2. This is actually being played on PC.
He can see you there, right? Right?
No, I'm invisible, man.
You're in low light, but...
Boop.
Go on.
Oh,
Boop. Do it now.
Boop.
Why are you shouting, Paddy? You control him. Oh, now we can see him. Still.
I do them twice. Do it now. Do it hard.
No, you have to be careful. You know, you don't want to kill people.
And there's a guy also. There's a guy also standing on the balcony, like.
So,
behind
what are
you.
you playing this on?
I'm playing this on a PC with sort of a weird emulation thing to allow me to use a controller, because this one isn't built on Steam to use a controller for some reason.
I've had that problem.
This is an absolute nightmare for me. I can't really control it. So every time I try and grab the character, it just lifts the thing up. So a bit of a pain.
Put him in the bin. Put him in the bin.
But yeah, I played this for the first time on the PS2, I think, and then also the remastered PS3 version, and it's just such a good... It's very simple, like basic game, but really well designed.
I prefer it to Metal Gear.
Favorite Splinter Cell?
Chaos Theory.
Yeah. Chaos Theory was awesome.
That one's fucking sick, bro.
Al, you're famous for playing games.
Yes.
Have you played a Splinter Cell game?
I have played the one on the GameCube. I can't remember which one that is.
Ooh, I don't know which one that is either.
But I've definitely played
Splintos Celios, I think it was.
Oh yes, the Greek version.
Yeah.
Nikki.
With Sam Coppadopoulos being the protagonist. Is that racist? I feel like I might have
probably.
been
No, because it's true. I mean,
it's not racist because it's true.
Shenanigans.
Wow.
To be fair, like, have you looked at the Greek football team?
Yeah, but
I mean,
I don't think you can say it's not racist
not in a photo
because it's true. Like that's.
If you call like an English person like Mr. Smith, it's not racist. It's true. Smith is a very popular name, and I'm assuming Papadopoulos or something-opoulos is a very popular name.
Fucking Randallus.
As a white Englishman, I find that very offensive.
Can't dance Smith.
How dare you?
Can't dance
How dare you say all white people are called Smith?
Exactly.
That is atrocious.
Some of them are called John.
Classic John.
Classic
being
John.
white. So yeah, like I can't remember. It was quite a linear game, obviously, but like a mission variety. I remember you used to be able to do things like a view under doors and all that kind of stuff. Was that in this one, or?
Yeah. You have the full toolkit in this one. Like you can lockpick, you can look under doors. Now this is my favorite thing about this game is you turn off a light switch in a room. Somebody who wasn't in that room notices that the light is off, and all of a sudden they're like, "Hang on a second, I better get my gun out." It's just lights are important in this game.
Yeah, who thinks it's a spooky ghost and runs away?
Well,
Ghost.
That's what I'd
spooky
do.
ghost.
I'd be like, oh, someone switch off the lights.
That game would be amazing
That
though.
would.
If a game where you play as a ghost just spooking the
spawn
hell out of
people.
children.
Oh, that'd be brilliant. Why's it got to be children, bro?
Well, I was more thinking teenagers. You know, that sort of teenagers like in a cabin in the woods sort of thing.
But they would be like, they'd be like, get out my room. Or you'd be like, flicking.
Get out of my room, ghost.
Or you like,
I'm so moody.
You'd be like flicking on that light.
I'll eat it later. God.
Halfway through flicking off the light, it's like just sitting in their computer without trousers. You're like, oh, shit.
Is a tuna pasta bake? It'll stay.
That'd be fine.
You can't go. You can't pause online games. Go.
God.
You imagine if like all game protagonists were like the people that control them.
I would play it.
Great.
I'd play every single game.
Sam
if that's
Fisher,
how
but he's a
it was.
really angry teenager who smashes things when things don't go his way.
Sam, you've got to delete all the data. It's imperative to the mission. I'll do it in a minute.
Get off my
God.
back, Lambert. Oh.
I'm trying to mac on
I don't
this
know.
chick.
My hormones.
My hormone.
My nipples are so hard.
Rob, how much do
See-
you remember from this game?
From the original one,
Yeah.
not very much. I played a lot on a Chaos Theory, but this one I played through like once and then I kind of never played it again.
Yeah.
But I am enjoying watching it again. Actually, it's made me really miss.
Yeah, Sprinkler.
Splinter Cell.
Oh, I'm getting wet. Paddy, ask me the question. Ask me the question.
Al, what do you remember from this game?
Nothing. Yeah.
Fuck all. Classic.
Classic Al.
We have
Wop,
fun.
wop, wop,
We have
wop,
fun
wop.
here. That's what we're in
Yeah.
season 3.
So when I
Do we though?
when I
No.
first no, not at all. When I
too
first
long.
installed this game, so like I said, I didn't realize that the controller thing was an issue. So it took me a very long time to get through the tutorial, which is look at the lights and then run around a bit in the training
Right.
thing, and that took a very long time to figure out. But eventually, I got into it. It's quite clunky, I guess. Obviously.
Yes, I mean,
Who's
when-
a clunky monkey?
There's a
It always
clunky
seems-
You're a
monkey.
clunky monkey.
It always seems when you like add a game, add a controller to a game, it's so clunky. So I had that issue with Mischief Makers.
Yeah, it's just like I think that the movements are quite slow and deliberate, and you don't really. And obviously the AI is not great, but it's an old game. Like we give them
I tried
that.
to do that with Matrix. Apart from Neo, I tried to play the PC version, which didn't have any controller support, and I tried to set up just like you've done here. And
Yeah.
it just made it so I could not play it. I was like, nah, this is just shit, fam.
I
So
sort
I
of
went
got
and bought an
into.
Xbox.
Oh, fair enough. I sort of got into a rhythm with it where I knew what things were and what I needed to do.
I love that. I love that old system of like when you're on the other side of the door and you just slide to the right place.
Yeah, exactly. Like
You know what to be here.
Door slide. My positioning is all wrong.
yeah,
Yeah, no.
but it's just a fun. It was definitely fun to get back into
Reminisce.
it though, and reminisce.
Definitely a game that could come back. I think
yeah,
if
absolutely.
they look at the new season of Hitman, if they were to look at that and gone, okay, what can we do? Can we do can we do a Splinter Cell version of this where we make the most refined version of the Splinter Cell formula? You know what I mean? Without trying to think of, oh, let's make a new one where it's all action oriented, or let's make an open world Splinter Cell. You know, I don't want any of that shit. I just want a
Yeah, exactly.
a good old.
They could even follow
Sam Fisher.
They could even follow the formula that Hitman have and do.
Yeah,
do
definitely
it like
have a big-
have them.
big sandboxes.
Yeah, and have them release and just maybe release like 3 or 4 missions at a time, or even like one or two.
then
If
play the
they
shit out of
were
that.
really good and they were really like what you
but
want from a Splinter
wouldn't
Cell game.
would it be trying to be too Hitman-y?
I have no issue with that.
Yeah, I mean, Hitman's a great formula. I'm surprised we don't see. It's literally they're the only like Telltale game that I can think of that does that kind of thing.
Nick his bum bag.
Um,
Nick his bum bag.
There's
I want
a lot of a narrative.
I grabbed it out.
Games like A Life is Strange and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they do it
They
like
do
that.
that sort of
But-
stuff. They do a lot of stuff, and I know there's a few episodic games on Steam which are very much, but those are looking at very small titles, and they use the funding of that to push the game along.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but it's a great. I think it would be a good model for them. It's a really good
model.
top model. It's just a really fun series that I want more of. Give me
You
more.
want more Sam Fisher.
Oh, yeah,
So
what-
Sam Fisher is a cool character as well. I
Yeah,
like
he
the
is.
guy who does his voice acting. I don't know who it is, but
I
I
think
know
a guy
I like
called
him.
Michael Ironside. I think.
Fish
I
salad.
believe.
That's a great name.
I know.
In fact, they should have called.
Just called it Michael
a
Ironside.
character that Michael. I'd play the shit out of that even more. I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna play this twice.
Hey
It's just
Ironside.
that name is called. Oh God, even now.
Hey Fisher. Hey Ironside. Hey.
Stop. My erection, I can only get so hard. I tell you.
Oh, that was a cut.
Yeah, the cuts are quite vicious.
One hasn't learned how to do the fades yet.
Well,
But one will learn.
I forgot.
One will learn.
I forgot, and I can add them in retrospectively and make this conversation moot.
Moot.
Bop.
So we just do this for the rest of the video. Just us saying moot in different tones and pictures, because I think personally that would improve us.
Honestly, because I think we will talk about it a bit later, but we changed up the leaderboard and how we do the scoring slightly. Sneaky! Stay till the end. So
Preemptive.
I had to go back and look through all the games. We were weird at the beginning.
Guys, I'm gonna sneeze at Emma on a face cam.
Oh,
It's coming.
do it.
It's gone.
Do it.
Do
it.
I know it's gone.
It's in time.
That's the worst thing in the world. Like, you know, when a sneeze is on its way,
Literally,
and it's
that
building
is-
up.
that is
It's
just
building
terrible.
up, and then it goes. You guys are the worst thing in the world, even though it's not your fault. It's all mine.
You want the relief of the sneeze, because sneezing sort of feels good in a
It's
weird
right
way.
on the edge of my nose now. Oh, go on, son. You
Sneeze
sort
me,
them out.
maybe.
Oh no. So
Are they gonna turn on the light?
I alerted the guards, and now
Oh,
oh shit! I missed.
shoot them, Pooty.
Everybody's gonna die.
There we go.
Yes.
Yes, son.
Look at that.
Yes.
All the bullets.
I like just how when you hit one of the guys, sparks come out of his face, and when you shoot the wall, there's just water that comes out for a brief second.
It's needed.
It was the olden days.
I know, it's
This
so much
water,
fun.
this wall needs plenty of water, for it needs a nourishment just as much as us.
Water the walls, please. Don't you mean the plants, sir?
You heard what I
No.
said.
You're
Stibbins.
How dare?
Nobody did. You want. You can watch the news later.
Oh, that voice acting though.
I know. It was actually pretty good.
It's a good,
They have
good cast of characters.
They have some really weird. The cutscenes are quite cool. You know how they have the news briefing between
Oh, yeah.
missions. I always really like that. It's like, here's a little bit of exposition what's happening in the world without making you sit through all the nonsense. Oh dear.
And one thing that you do not like is a nonsense.
I can't stand by nonsense.
It's
Not in any way,
your
shape, or form.
Fourth least a favourite thing.
Exactly.
Underneath.
You too.
What?
Ooh,
You would love
sassy.
to be. You'd love.
So much
You would
sass.
love to be out underneath the both of us.
Who do you think would be
your
at the bottom?
Ideal place. Probably Al. Let's be honest.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
He's quite strong though, so I think he can probably handle it.
Yeah, but I don't think it's about strength per se, as in like how much strength you got. I think it's more to do with dominance, where I think Al, as much as there's so much about you that is alpha male, when it comes down to it, you're quite a beta male.
Hello.
Whereas me and a Paddy are always,
Bullies.
a chest pounding like a pair of a silverback grenades. Because we're so manly.
We are so manly, it's true.
Oh,
Rob.
we are the manliest men.
The one thing
that
I've always
have ever
thought about
men.
us is that we're such manly men.
I could see us
That's the one thing we base this channel
possibly.
off.
I could see us possibly wearing our lumberjack outfits and sawing down a massive tree with one of those saws. Where you
Oh,
put
the
it
dual
from
end
either
ones.
side.
Oh, I'd love to do
Yeah.
that.
We should totally do it.
should do that.
That should be on our bucket list.
should be our
one day
goal.
before we die.
Can I sit? I'll sit on a nearby tree stump, like.
No,
hands,
I'll sit
"I
on a
love you,
branch.
watch."
Sit on a branch of the tree we're cutting down.
No.
Oh,
It's dangerous, bro. Health and safety.
but who's going to
violations.
take the photo?
That's true. John?
Al.
John?
John.
John, you're
John
coming with
Evan.
us.
John can hide.
I
in
love the
bush.
fact we refer to John in all our videos. Most people probably have a fucking clue who John is. Like, who's this John? And why does he sound so amazing?
John
Watch
was-
the debaters, and you'll realise.
John was the original bard, but sadly he passed away.
The OG bar.
Yeah, exactly. Op.
And then we've replaced him with like an African, which
Which is what he is.
is what he is.
Yeah,
I mean,
guess.
there's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with it. He's from.
Yes.
I thought I'd highlight it as a fact because I think it's one of his defining characteristics. Not that I'm trying to single him out.
Yeah, no, I mean that's how he identifies, I suppose. So
that's how he self-identifies. We're going to spend the rest of this talking about John, aren't we?
Yeah, probably.
Can we put up a picture?
Yeah, man, send me a picture of John, and then
doesn't exist.
We'll see.
We're not even going to ask him. Just put it up.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure he won't mind.
He probably will.
I mean, he'll never watch
John.
this.
I know, right?
He'll never know.
Classic John.
He'll just be so confused.
You're facing the wrong way.
John.
Yeah, for my love.
Episode 1, episode 51, all the problems stay happening.
No, look at him though.
I messed up the
swagging
sentence.
this.
Look at me go. They blow the bridge out,
No.
Spoiler warning.
which is difficult if you're trying to get across the bridge.
That is, I think, would be a very difficult thing if you're trying to get across a bridge if there's no more bridge.
Counterintuitive to the main objective.
It is. The barbed wire doesn't help either.
Ready? Here we go! Fade in the color!
Oh.
Really?
It's such a pathetic death. Like, I had no control over that. Well, I guess you're meant to push forward, maybe? I don't know.
Have we ever
Yeah.
had, like, a cool death in this? I swear they've always been pathetic.
Yeah, the deaths are never cool. But then that's never the point, is it?
We've had a few cool ones.
They weren't any of mine.
No, they were
Most of the ones
never
you
yours.
die now are pretty cool because I'm just more happy about it. Because I like to see you fail because I'm a bit of a sociopath. So
True.
Yeah.
Alright guys, well I got 31% through the game and this is our first chance to use our new scoring system.
Well, do you want to tell us what you thought of the game first?
What I thought of the game, yeah, sure. So, I mean, I wish I could control it better because I really, really love Splinter Cell, but it didn't feel like I was playing the authentic Splinter Cell because it didn't control well at all. So, I'm gonna throw a tolerated on it, as much as I love it, but
good old Tolly.
in the moment, it was a toleration. So
that's
yes,
okay, then.
let's use our new scoring meter. So what's going to happen is I have the percentage, and then we are going to multiply that percentage by our new kind of, we're going to call it the pengometer this week. How how peng you thought my playthrough was.
How peng was your playthrough?
How peng was my playthrough? Ow.
Well,
Rob, no, Rob, no, go for it.
Rob, come in front of it, that's fine, you know, alpha male and all that shit.
Yeah, damn right. So I thought that you did pretty well. It was quite an old game, one that you didn't seem too familiar with, and you were hindered by the controller. So I'm going to give you a, what was it called again?
Well, it's the pengometer.
Yeah, that one. I'm going to give you 3.
A 3 on the pengometer. That's 3 out of
3
5.
on the pengometer.
Ow?
I mean, I was going to give you a low score, but Rob forgot the controller issues, and they do add the difficulty. So I am also going to give you a 3.
Look at that.
Ooh.
So that means my score is 93 points.
Ooh,
Which
so where does that,
that
place you?
puts me in, I'm going to say, 24th place.
Wow.
Or
what a way to
somewhere
start the
around
season.
there.
And this is
Somewhere around there.
Yeah, and this is spreading over the entirety of One Life Review. So
Yeah,
it's
so
like,
we've got
we've
50
pushed
episodes.
season 1 on there now.
We got
Yeah.
50 of these, so you should definitely go and definitely go check those out if you enjoyed this video for whatever reason.
I'm always at the bottom.
Mhm.
It's
You
so
are
much.
always at the bottom. Yes, you'll see the
And people will find the full leaderboard where?
on our Discord, which you can find by clicking on the link in the description box, and also maybe on our social medias. Who knows? Also in the description. Well, I hope you very much enjoyed this episode of One Life Review. I certainly did, obviously, because I was with these two wonderful gentlemen, and I got to talk about a game that I used to like once upon a time. If you like this video, then we have a whole bunch more One Life reviews that you can find at youtube.com/twistedbygaming, as well as a weekly debate show that we do. We do live streams. We do all sorts of things, really. And just thank you very much for coming, and we'll see you again soon.